Karti Chidambaram, Member of Parliament of the Congress Party. Mr. Chidambaram, appreciate your time. The debacle in 3 heartland states that you had won in 2018, you lost this time around. Is there an understanding within the Congress that Rahul Gandhi perhaps champions issues that really do not resonate with masses? You know, for example, caste census. So these are issues that do not connect with masses, and that's the reason why one loss after another.
I think the word debacle is a very harsh and in my opinion, erroneous word. You don't call a party which loses elections by 1 or 2% votes that they face the debacle. You got to look at each state, look at the statistics of each state, analyze the granular data, and then come to some sort of conclusion. I don't have any first-hand knowledge of handling the elections in these 3 states. They were all helmed by people way senior to me and way more experienced than me. 2 were sitting chief ministers. One is a former chief minister and a union minister who headed the state elections. I don't believe there was a common narrative among all 3 states. I always believe that every state election, every assembly election in India, in all the 30 states of India, are different, and there is a reason why political verdicts happen in each of the states. While you talk of the 3 states, we must also talk about Telangana. But in Madhya Pradesh, I agree, the delta between us and the BJP, which won the election, was a little larger than anybody could have even anticipated. None of the opinion polls or exit polls even predicted that kind of a delta. But in the other 2 states, if you notice, in Chhattisgarh and Rajasthan, the delta was very, very small. And in a first past the post system, as we have in elections, even a small delta gives you a disproportionately higher number of seats. That small delta, in my opinion, can be overcome. But I don't have the exact strategy of it, but definitely through tactical alliances and better ground management can overcome those small deltas.
Okay, Bharat Jodo Yatra was an attempt of relaunching Rahul Gandhi, and we are looking at some statistics which certainly show that Bharat Jodo Yatra did not really help.
See, first and foremost, I don't believe that national leaders win state elections. I really don't. Even with respect to the Prime Minister of India, I know he's very popular in the northern parts of India. I don't think he wins state elections. State elections are won because of the factors there. It's won because of the politics there. It's won because of the ground name the parties carry forward. National leaders can only add a little oomph to it. They really don't win the election themselves. So to somehow to say that the Bharat Jodo Yatra traversed to this and you did not win a state, I think it's a very erroneous kind of an analysis. If our ground game is good, if we have a connect locally, and people vote in state elections for different reasons, and they vote for national elections for different reasons, and the choice they make. So I really don't think that we should be connecting the route of the Bharat Jodo Yatra and saying that you lost this election in spite of the Bharat Jodo Yatra. That, in my opinion, is a very erroneous assumption. See, hear me out. Rahul Gandhi, as far as the Congress party is concerned, is definitely leader number 1. He has won over the minds and hearts of the average Congress worker, and that's what matters within a political party's leadership. He is the undisputed leader in the hearts and minds of the average Congress worker throughout India. There is no dispute about it. I don't think there is any Congress worker, the unsung, unheralded, sincere Congress worker who wants anybody else other than Rahul Gandhi.
Okay, my last question to you, this binary of North versus South that has begun. How do you see it as someone who comes from that part of India? And the question is, isn't this really divisive?
No, not at all. We are not dividing the country at all. Where is this North versus South binary? I think people are suddenly coming up with this new narrative. I don't know. Nobody is suggesting that. It is a fact that the Congress seems to have greater electoral success in the South. Doesn't mean we are dividing the country. If anybody is dividing the country, it is the BJP which is dividing the country, on polarizing the country on religious lines. and look at the by bringing in that totalitarian view of society. I mean, their Ayatollah Hindutva which they bring in. We are not dividing society. There is no north-south divide. I mean, there are obvious differences. There are statistical differences between the north and south in certain regards, and sometimes people might highlight it. But we are not dividing the country. Nobody is questioning the union of India. Nobody is questioning the integrity of India in any way. I don't know where we are getting this. I mean, I'm actually surprised that this narrative is being spun in the last couple of days. Where is it coming from? I mean, where is the Congress party or anybody else saying that there is, we are different from the north? We are one people. Yes, there are differences and there are grouses. The south has grouses. I mean, because we believe sometimes that our linguistic identity or cultural identities are a little bit obliterated by the majoritarian view. But that does not mean we are trying to divide the country in any kind of. There's no Mason-Dixon line in India between north and south. We are not doing that.
All right, Karti Chidambaram,
not doing that at all.
Really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining us. That's all from me. I'll be seeing you tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching.